Welcome back. I had to take a break. I'm sorry. Sometimes I go off and go into my vagina power lectures, and I don't want to tie that into a reading because it's already so long. I was on there for like over an hour, and I don't want to then go into the reading when I've already spent time talking about vagina power, church, and self-respect and resurrecting yourself and all that. But I'm glad I did it because it was something I speak to myself now, and I wanted to speak it to you all that went through what I went through and not having your voice and not having your power and not speaking your truth and being basically suffocated and hushed up, where your fifth chakra, which is your throat chakra, the hole in your throat, that's the fifth chakra. They basically dismantled your fifth chakra and taught you how to dismantle it, where you're in a grown body, but you're still a wounded little girl inside. So you're still walking around in the world seen and not heard and feeling like you have no value and your voice doesn't mean anything. Thank you, Yolanda, for putting the cash up there, baby. Okay. Let me remind you, because I think I made a mistake yesterday. We just came out of the Jewish holiday, Rosh Hashanah, and that was the eve of Friday, this past Friday, September 15th, and then the eve of Sunday. Okay, we came out of that, and we're getting ready to go into Yom Kippur, which is September 24th. I'm saying that for people that want to know and want to observe the Jewish holidays and deal with the Hebrew prayers. You can look on YouTube for Anabakoa, the Anabakoa prayer, and that is for protection. And it has the 72 names of God in it for protection. And those that are open to that in Hebrew, I would suggest you use it because it's really good to learn about different prayers and different languages and different cultures. And for some reason, Nipsey likes it a lot. So he likes for me to observe the holy days, dealing with the Jewish holidays and the holy days. Huh? Oh, okay, it's just so who somebody's in here trolling? Who is in here trolling? What do you mean? Somebody's in here doing that? Oh, I see what you're talking about. Would you yeah, thank you. Oh, will y'all screenshot that for me, please? So we can have evidence of now of what I have been telling you all. Okay, this is what we're gonna go into. A reading. Let me tell you what I came across, and I thought it was a good reading today. There's I'm going to deal with the former NFL player Sergio Brown. It was this weekend. I think it might have been Saturday or yesterday, Sunday. They found his mother, 73-year-old Myrtle Brown, in the creek or in the pond behind their house. And now the former NFL player, Sergio Brown, is missing. And after the mom is dead. And I want to go over this. I thought it was a quite interesting reading. I was tapping in to see, could I speak to his mother, Myrtle Brown, that is 73 years old. And I'm looking at 73 plus 10. So when you're dealing with the number 10, you're dealing with like endings and beginnings of things. And she's telling me that she had a problem with her son. I'm looking at this and I'm asking the mother, did your son kill you? She tells me yes. He bound her. But for some reason, there's another man that I'm seeing here that was very strong and very dominant over her, very aggressive with her. He helped to bring about her death. And the mother is also coming up as the high priestess and told me she's holding a lot of secrets about her son. He is hiding somewhere. She keeps telling me this guy has a drug addiction where he's mentally ill, This nigga crazy than the best bug. This nigga is out of his head. So I'm wondering, is this nigga on that meth or is this nigga on that goddamn it train? Is he on that goddamn it horse tranquilizer that they mix in with the goddamn meth and the heroin and the motherfucking cocaine? Because when I'm looking at Sergio Brown, the ex-NFL player, this man is talking to himself. He's full of demons. He's out of his head. He's not himself. This is like it's another person. This man has been taken over by a really strong demonic entity. I wonder, does this man have any sex addictions and drug addictions and obsessions? Because he's with someone. There was a woman involved in this. There was a man involved in this murder. And it shows he drove away. So I'm wondering, did he have some friends that were accomplices in the murder of his mother, Myrtle Brown? Or did he tell somebody to come get him? Did they help him do this, or did they just help him escape? Or was he driving? He's fighting with a group of people right now. And it looks like about 4 or 5 people here. So I wonder, where is this man hiding at? Because he had a rush of violence. He went into a fit with the mother, a rage with the mother. Did he beat this lady, hit this lady in the head? Was her skeleton, her skull damaged because she's telling me she could not move? Did you all hear about this story here that I'm talking about to you? My friend and one of my students told me this today. And I saw and I said, oh, wow, that's an interesting one. I want to see what I can see. Her son is very sick, mentally and emotionally sick. And he looked like he was damaged by drugs, doing them, and some type of sexual fetish or sexual addiction he's in with this woman that's coming up, and with this man who pretends to be an honest religious figure. And his mother is also older, or I'm wondering too, did he see his mother as somebody that was aggressive to him or abusive to him, or something that he said? But it looks like, no, this is also a woman involved in this. It's 3 people here. I wonder, are they hiding him? And it looks like law enforcement is involved. And now he's going through a lot of mental anguish and pain because he's regretting what he's done. He's not sleeping and resting. And law enforcement is on his ass. They are looking for him. Them and someone else is trying to locate him and talk to him, to turn himself in, or to tell them what happened to your mother. What happened to this 73-year-old woman that is murdered in her own yard? And you know what's creepy about that to me? Because I just told y'all that Nipsey said, and I saw the demons in the water. Death is in the water. This water is flooding and coming down in certain areas. It's full of demons and it's full of death, chaos, conflict, and pestilence. Violence and disease is in the water. Now, this woman has water at her house. And this woman actually physically dies at her own house and is thrown into her own, what is that little, what they call it back there? It's not really big. I don't know if it's a little pond back there. It's not big enough for them to say that it was a lake or something, but he beat her. That's what it looks like. And in her head, she has head wounds. And she says she suffered and she struggled. And this isn't the first time that she's had problems with him. So I don't know this guy. I never heard him. And then he took off. He felt like they were arguing. I wonder, is this about property? Is this about money? I wonder, what was it? Some ownership of something that triggered him and set him off. I wonder whose house is that they were at. Was it his mother's house, or did he buy the house? Was it his house in his name? Was he living with his mama, or was the mama living with him? But he left. It shows he left in a car. I wonder, was it his car? Did he drive off in that condition like that? Or did someone come and get him? Because she's telling me this is not the first time he's done this. I wonder, does this man have a mental problem? And did the family know this man had a mental problem? And they just didn't tell the public. They've been suffering with this in silence because he has a violent streak in him. It's also another guy that he be with, or a guy that knows about this, the genie. So I'm wondering, were they arguing about some type of ownership or something, or property or money, or he thought he was going to come up on something? I wonder, did he ask her for something and she said no? Something he thought he could get ahead on, and then he attacks this lady. This is showing too, this is about money, and this is about accomplishments and acquiring things. There were 3 people involved here, and now they look like there's an older man involved in here. I don't know how old he is, but he looks still like he's pretty young. And there was some type of problem. Oh my God, this lady was bleeding. Was blood all everywhere. But what he did to this lady and where he assaulted her, she was bleeding, and he was on something. It looks like I wonder, could she have survived if he had gotten her help? He has a lot of grief and remorse and some type of addiction problem. I guess he was going to make sure she didn't. That's the sad part about this. With he in this rage that he was in. Maybe I'm getting this wrong, but I'm just seeing this lady bled. It was blood everywhere. What he did this, he violated this lady. So was this bleeding from just him beating her, or was there a weapon or something else used? Because it's just this leaking where I'm seeing this, and she is blocked in. He blocked her, and she felt bound in a prisoner situation. But see, it also looks like she could have changed this situation. This didn't have to lead to this. And this man was dominating, or like almost like an authority figure over the mother. So I wonder, was he talking to the mother in any kind of way where he had control of her, or he wanted to control her, or he would talk her down or oppress her? I wonder, she was afraid of him and felt like she had to comply because of his attitude and his demeanor. But it's showing he brought death to his mother. And he was a very aggressive, very stern and firm with this lady. And I just cannot imagine. Oh, my God, I cannot. Let me show you here, because I'm actually asking her to speak to me. The cards as well. This is what she said. He did it. He did this to her. She was bound up some type of way, or felt bound, and she was trapped in a situation. She couldn't get out. This man, her son, I'm sorry, the former NFL player, Sergio Brown, I'm hearing her speaking, and she said there was a woman and there was a man. I wonder, who is this guy with? Where's he at? Sergio Brown, the former NFL player, has something to do with the death of his 73-year-old mother, Myrtle Brown. This is what I am seeing. Right now. And then I'm looking at him trying to hold. Why does it keep saying this has something to do with money and a woman that's financially independent? So I wonder, what did and a 3-way. This is very heartbreaking here. There's 3 people involved in this situation. I keep seeing that again. This woman is not resting, and she's very, very upset that this happened to her. So we're going to watch the media. This is about arguments about money, holding on to money, pretending to have money that you don't have anymore. So I'm wondering, what is this man's life like? Former NFL player Sergio Brown, does he have money? Or I don't know how much money he used to make, but I wonder, did he have other businesses, and how was he making his money? And was he a successful business owner? Because for some reason, it keeps showing this was about money and possessions, and seeing this lady as financially independent. So I'm wondering, did he get in a place where he had an addiction, and was depending on his mom. I got to look at this further and see what else comes up, because I was very, very interested in seeing if she could tell me, just doing kind of a surface reading, starting off like an overall reading, to see if anything would come up by me just doing this first time reading about what she is, if she would tell me what happened and her son is missing, and did her son have anything to do with her death? And for some reason, it looks like he did. Like her son actually did this to his mother. And can anybody put anything in here? Did y'all hear any updates on this story? Have they found this man, former NFL player Sergio Brown, or is he still missing? Because it shows he doesn't really want to come forward and turn himself in and tell what is happening, while his mother is lying in state. They said they went out to the back to look in that little pond back there, and they didn't see anything. Then a lady said they went and checked again, and they found her in the water. Hey, Sir Smiles. Hi, beautiful man. No, I know it's a troll account. I don't know who it is, and I don't really care. I'm just glad that y'all are documenting it for me. Yes, he is off as a recluse right now. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to be bothered. He doesn't want to tell what happened. Did anybody thank you, Black Transcendence? So Sergio is still missing. Did they say anything, Black Transcendence, about where they think he might be, or what they think happened to the mom? Do they think that he had something to do with this? Because I'm seeing a man and a woman saw him. If they were not involved in it, a man and a woman, or it might be two men and a woman, they saw him. They saw something about him doing something to make them feel that he did this to his mom. So I'm really wondering if they had any cameras anywhere there that caught him doing something that made them think that he had something to do with the murder of his mother. And for some reason, it looks like these two had an issue, and now he feels out in the cold and she feels out in the cold, because she feels like she was violated and portrayed. She's telling me her son did it. But there's also another man and a woman that knows that's involved, and there's a man, a woman, or two men and a woman that were on that street in that neighborhood that saw some of what happened. They saw something to make them be suspicious of him. That another man is coming up here. They're older too. Two older men I'm seeing, and an older woman who saw this and who said something to the police, because he is pretending to be somewhere out of town or hiding, or to be something that he's not. She said Black Transcendence. So from what y'all are saying, did you see anybody? Did anybody come out, or did anybody see him? And this man a big liar too, has a mental and emotional problem. When y'all listen to this, did y'all hear it show anybody that saw something? Well, I don't know, Talia, if it was sacrificed for a come up, because was he working in the entertainment field? Was he working as a football player still? That's what I'm wanting to know, because it looks like he was working on projects, but I'm seeing this guy has some type of substance abuse problem. He's moving right now. Dion, you said the neighbors saw. Thank you, baby. Do you know what they saw? And I wonder, was any children involved here? Somebody that saw this as a home and some children, or he's trying to go and stay with somebody that is married or has a family, children, to try to hide him. I wonder, does he have any young children? Because I'm really hoping that nobody is knowing that he did this to his mother and will sit here and go along, especially a lady that old, to do that to somebody 73 years old. Oh, wow. I mean, what could she have possibly done to him to make him do that? And then there's I keep seeing a woman coming up that saw this. It's an older woman that saw this, that knows about this and knows about their situation. But for some reason, he looked at his mother as his enemy or hard on him, or something was going on. And then the moon is coming up here. So there also means there's black magic activity going on in this. And again, this is about money and the Wheel of Fortune. I wonder why it keeps, I know we're going to find out later. Why does it keep saying something about money? I'm wondering, is it his money he felt like his mother had, or her money? What is it about the money? This is what I'm really wondering. This is a heavy burden on him, but he was putting a heavy burden on her. New opportunities, new deals. There's a group of people involved. So I'm really wondering, do any of you know? I don't know who this guy is. Was he still working in the NFL, looking for opportunities in the NFL? That's the thing. If he was, that could have been a sacrifice. But also, I'm saying there are deeper problems that they already had. Is circling around a group of people with money. So I don't know if this house he was in, was it a family house? Was it an individual house? Was he living with her or she living with him? Because it's talking about new money, new deals, and new opportunities that he was looking forward to and trying to get. But you couldn't be looking forward to him too much to do that to your mother. Is showing the fighting again and the conflict. Groups of people are fighting right now. The towers come down here, as well as somebody is celebrating right now. So I'm like, who would have something to gain with this woman's death? This man, it's him. And I'm just wondering, this shit is really crazy right now. It's not making any sense. I'm trying to put this to that cash insurance money. I wonder, was he getting a benefit off of her? But it's so suspicious right now. He might not get that because he looks like he's guilty and he will not speak to the police. This man is hiding and he's getting information. He's watching this case and getting information for it to see if they know where he is. Are they close to him? This is a heavy burden to him now. I'm telling you, something's wrong with this man's mind. This man did not do this in the right state of mind. Something was wrong with this guy. And now he's a star. He's the center of attention. And they're focusing on him. He's trying to weigh out his options right now. But I don't know who is going to come and help him weigh out his options and get away with this. There's something triggered the violence. And there's also another, she's here. And there's somebody with her that's physically dead. This jumped off quickly. He attacked this lady and it turned very quickly, with him turning and murdering this lady like this. It was so fast, even though she said I kind of saw it coming because of other circumstances and situation where this man felt like he had not been treated fairly, or felt like he was the hangman, or he was being sacrificed. He really felt like he had been sacrificed. See, that makes me wonder about his job and him playing football. Was he just dismissed? Do any of y'all know? Did he retire? If he did, how long ago was it when he retired? Because, it's so much talking. The mother's talking. And so many people, they're going to get him. Even if he has to, they catch him, or somebody tells where he is, or he just voluntarily surrenders because he doesn't want to be shot. He doesn't want to be a fugitive. for them to track him down. There are angry, physically dead people around this. I said this had to probably do with money. Saying I don't want to think about this. 2016. Okay, that wasn't that long ago. Do y'all know what he was doing, or will any information come up since 2016? Did he have his businesses he invested his money in? Was he independent? Did he have companies of his own? He was a defensive player back in 2016. Can y'all see if it shows what he was doing from 2016 to 2023? She fought with her son, and it looks like she tried to have the strength to tame him, and has dealt with this before. He argued with more people than her. She felt like, I don't know if he felt like he was ambushed, or felt like a group of people wanted to gang up on him and fight him. Also, two parties know about this. This guy is two-faced and telling one group of people one thing and another group of people another thing. Hi, Gwen. Hi, everybody in the chat. Can anybody look up Sergio Brown and tell me what type of work he was doing when he retired in 2016? Because it looks like some treacherous stuff right here. And I wonder, are they any military people around him? Or I don't know if he's ever been in military, or he only played ball, because it's showing military people around him. It shows his lover. He's a lover. And addictions as well. And there's another older woman that has children that knows about this situation with him and being mentally and emotionally. Well, this lady is very emotional right now because of one. This, I wonder, did he have sisters or brothers, or did his mother have sisters or brothers? He went to your high school. Do you know? They're saying he retired, 2016. Do you know, or can you find out, was he in other businesses after he retired? Was he making a lot of money on his own? Do you know where he lives at? Do you recognize that place? Where they showed on the camera, was that his house or his mom's house? Which I don't see he was doing anything. His neighbor said he had been acting unlike himself. He's on drugs. That's what she told me. So people noted, and she couldn't really deal with it, and he wouldn't listen. Say, talking to himself, talking out his head. I see these demons in and out of him, and they back there waiting in that water. They was telling them what they goddamn do. This man ain't got them all in the head. And is very mental, emotional, unstable. There's a woman around that's also mental, emotional, unstable about this. And it looks like there was some type of occult rituals done here. And I wonder, who is his lover? Who is he dating? Who is he involved in? Because they know about this and what he's done. He has people looking for him that are also in the family and trying to contact him and talk him down and ask him to come on in. This lady's held a lot of secrets about him. I wonder, is also, she have some kind of pastor or preacher or religious figure here, or community figure that knows this lady's secrets, what she was saying about her son, because he's very, very emotional. He's very emotionally unstable. He was very emotional towards his mother. And I wonder, is this emotion all negative, or is it positive? You say, oh, he's younger than you. Okay, well, I just didn't know if you're saying anything online about him. But Black Transcendence is saying, don't see he was doing anything. The neighbors say he been acting unlike himself the past few days. I wonder, did they see it, or did they see what I'm seeing, how he talking to himself, talking to somebody that ain't goddamn it there but some air? But he see him. I see what it is that's on him. Somebody done put something on him. And he's sitting here talking to it. He arguing with it. He's very angry. His emotions are very unstable. You know, from calm one minute and talking to this thing that's on his left side, and then it'll piss him off, and then he'll just go into a fit and go into a rage talking to this being that I see him deal with. But, you know, a lot of times when people get high on something, their ethers open, their chakras open, and they can see beings and hear them that they could not see and hear before. She wanted a happy home. She wanted to get along with her son. Oh boy, here it comes again. This is not looking good, and it's showing an old friend. There's an old friend around him. It's showing legal problems here. It's a girl and a boy. Someone is he with a lover or his girlfriend right now, and there's death here. This mother's energy is extremely strong. You said, but I recognize his mom from Facebook. I know some of her relatives. I never knew that his mom. What you said? What you say? I'm not seeing the rest of it. I don't understand. I never knew that was his mom. Oh, okay. It was his neighbor's ring camera that recorded him taking out trash and burning. So is this a small neighborhood they in, or is it a big neighborhood where you can burn something and nobody smells it and nobody notices that you're burning something? That's what I'm really wondering for. You say he was burning something? Oh boy. He was praying. Women, they said everybody on Facebook was saying they was praying, but I didn't know who they was praying about. Okay. This death keeps coming up here with law enforcement. And there are two old friends here, a male and a female. Someone is he hiding with a girlfriend or somebody, a childhood friend, or like a childhood friend, or if his childhood friend reached out to him, or are they in law enforcement? Because he knows somebody in law enforcement that's reaching out and trying to help him turn himself in and resolve this. This is so bad. Wow. I don't know. I hope this lady wasn't a bad person or a bad mom to provoke her child to do something like this. But still, even if you do, you say you can't burn anything in Maryland without somebody seeing you. That's what I don't understand. He would actually burn something outside and think ain't nobody gonna say that. From what I see, y'all talking about this has to be about the ex-football player and his mama who was found. Yeah, I was trying to find out if he was doing anything with his money, or did he still have money or businesses? Would you know, since you're in that state that it happened in? Do you know if any stores he had or businesses that he had, or agreements where he was making a lot of money, since they said he stopped playing in 2016 there in Chicago? Do you know if he had anything else going on? Because for some reason in the cards, it keeps showing up an issue about money. And I wondered, did he owe somebody as well, because there's an organized crime figure here. I wonder, this guy, it might not be a black man, it might be a white man, or Italian, because this is what I'm seeing, that this person is legal and nice by the day and runs organized crime by night, so people fear him. So it just came up again. So, and there's 3 men here involved. And he tried to go in the other direction, but this is showing 2 older men here, and 1 older man knew about it. So, wait a minute, did you say something that I missed? In most parts of Illinois, you said, I think she was a good woman. I have met some of her relatives, the way her relatives love her. I know, I got that vibe too, that the mother was a good woman. Were you saying I met some of them, and the way her relatives love her, I see she's a great woman. No, people are saying they haven't found Sergio Brown at all. The police have not found him. Somebody said they just saw the latest updates on him, and he has not turned himself in. I'm wondering too, it made me wonder, was he involved in some type of debt that nobody knew about, that he could not pay? Was this a part of it? That's what I'm really wondering. You asked her for money. I wonder, was there an argument or disagreement about this, and you wouldn't give it to her, and she wouldn't give it to you, and you snapped. And there are three other people here involved, and he is grieving right now. A lot of people like this is a nightmare. I really wonder, did he take drugs and have a schizophrenic problem because of the damage from that, or was he on that train because of the way I see him talking to a being, talking to a demon, talking to someone that's not that totally gone, totally out of his head. I wonder, had he done any drinking? He done any drinking and drugging as well. His head is down. He's remorseful. He knows what he's done, but at the same time, afraid to turn himself in. It's showing it again. He's a big liar. Like he had lied to the mother about something, or telling the mother a story that the mother did not want to believe, and then he butchered the mother. He attacked, it keeps showing he murdered his mother. I'm really wondering, and I'm willing to be wrong about it. I asked her to come speak to me. I asked her to speak through the cards. This lady is extremely upset right now. A lot of people are said that he did this to his mother, but it shows they had some type of previous history the public doesn't know about. This guy has mental problems, and he has a drug addiction and a sex addiction. And now I'm wondering, does he have a gambling addiction? Or did he owe someone powerful some money? Because it keeps showing it, and the mother saying he just betrayed her and ambushed her. She wasn't expecting this. And he a big liar. So she's showing it again. He caught her and made her feel out in the cold. It was some type of celebration, or he was acting like everything was okay. And then she fell out in the cold. He bound her. Some kind of way he bound this lady and murdered this lady. Now she feels out of the body and out in the cold. And like I say, this is just a preliminary reading. So I could be getting this wrong. I'm willing to be wrong, but he is the star. He hit his mother in the head. And there's also this lover. He's coming up as he has a lover that knows about this, and this other woman. He looks at this woman. He looks at his mother like the Queen of Pentacles. So, and he wanted new beginnings and opportunities with this new lover. It's called this relationship. I wonder, does this guy have one lover or two lovers? And someone that has a child or is pregnant is around this situation. If he didn't get them pregnant, there's somebody around this situation that is pregnant. The mother keeps coming up, and she's showing me the water. Her death and her energy is over her water, and him turning his back on her, leaving her in the water and going in another direction. Or is it two women here that are pregnant, or does he have a child by anybody, and then the other one's pregnant? Because it keeps showing this must be who so his mom was like a great lady, of course. She was hurt. I guess y'all will find out and tell me. She said they were fighting, arguing and fighting, and it was more than one person. I wonder who else was in the house when this happened, or if somebody just left. Because I'm sure if they were there and it was a fire, he said they'd been fighting. It keeps showing they were fighting, or she was ambushed, or he felt like he was ambushed by some people first, and then he turned and took this shit out on her. People were talking and they were gossiping about him, and he felt like his money was slow or not moving the way he wanted it to, and he wanted the world, or I wonder what it was, this guy in debt or trying to come back up on where he used to be. He's a big liar. It was bullying and jealousy and competition. It was bullying the mother. Keep showing again, this is about money. And a woman that is independently wealthy, a woman that has her own money, her own things, that he looked at as independently wealthy and having her own money, and you all got into it and you jumped this lady. You know what? It's hard for me to think that an aggressive, very violent man that was on, because they get violent playing football. It's a very aggressive game. You possibly did that to a 73-year-old woman. Now he's moving away with a woman and a baby. Somebody he supposedly is with or was working on projects and opportunities with. You know what? I don't even want to believe this shit I'm seeing. So I think I'm going to do this reading over. I'm going to let this stay here just in case some things I've said I was right about and they come up that he did this. Because I just don't want to believe this guy did this to a 73-year-old. Not just that, the woman that gave birth to you. You did that and then you burnt her up. And other people know you did it, but they're clearly not speaking on it right now. And somebody's hiding you somewhere. This is really, and he's talking to somebody. He's talking to some males and females about this. This is really hard for me to believe. And it's still showing a lot of arguing, a lot of fighting, a lot of bullying. She said it was an argument, some type of fight. It might not have been just her. I wonder were other people involved that they know about the argument and fighting with the mother. She's saying again, he did this to me. He attacked me and just murdered me. He stabbed me in the back. She feels betrayed, like he stabbed her in the back. And then ran, like he was getting stuff together. And there's another woman involved in this shit right here that was sneaking and lying. He's very sneaky and he's a liar. And he was setting this shit up. Like this shit, it might not have happened, even though it happened over the weekend. It looked like this shit was some other shit that happened that led up to the day where she said he just caught me off guard, stabbed me in the back. He backstabbed me. I wonder, did he stab this lady? And she's also saying she was hit in the head. Like, I don't even, man, this is something I don't even want to think about, that you would do that to a lady you knew your whole life, who brought you into the world, and an elder to do that shit. You looking good, and you got to thank you, Mike Harris. Thank you, baby. So I was looking on Facebook yesterday to see updates, no update. Yeah, but this is all over the news right now. This is how you can look at the news. This is all over the news. This is just on Facebook. They are actively looking for this man. Anyway, I'm gonna, wait to see what else happens because I haven't had a long talk to her. I was just introduced to this. Well, awakened, even if he had a concussion, why he didn't take that out on a nigga? You know what I'm saying? Why he didn't take that out on somebody else? Why would you do that to a helpless fucking 73-year-old lady? Not just a lady, the lady that brought you into this world. If you had a concussion, you didn't do it to nobody but her? A helpless female. That's like, wow. And there was days leading up to the shit. This nigga crazy. I'm telling you, something he owned, as well as something that's on him. Then let me say one more thing here. Let me get back to what I told y'all Nipsey was saying about these programs with the viruses and with the space programs that Donald Trump created and the NASA and Elon Musk and the individual government contractors that I got into yesterday. And I mentioned the drone. I saw one attached to the mosquito. The GMO mosquito that go around here biting folks and implanting them with disease and knowing their blood type. They put them on people. Well, today I found something. Y'all not going to believe this here. It's a company called Dragonfly Drones. They got a drone that will follow you It'll be up in the sky. You can't see it. It can check your body temperature and check if you got COVID-19. See the way you responded, and even film you coughing to see if you coughing in a way to show you got that shit. And it's like a heat sensor around you. If you got a temperature, will tell them what your temperature is, what kind of fever that you got. Now, you mean to tell me you think that they just got that drone for COVID to tell if you got it? If you ain't got tested or you don't want to get tested, they got that drone. Just like, see, that made me think when I said the other night that the mosquito, they got a drone to follow them. That shows me that I'm not crazy, that I was seeing that shit. And some of these agencies and law enforcement agencies have been working with them, and you don't know that you being tracked. Just think about it. All of a sudden, somebody knock at your door, or all of a sudden, the doctor you get a note from the health department, and they tell you need to come in, you need to get tested for a certain disease, and you like, why all of a sudden out the blue, I'm getting this test to come, I'm getting this letter to come in there, or the health department showing up at my door saying they're going to test me on the spot. Because they already, from what the drone is saying, you already got that shit. And you need to be tested, let them verify so you can take your medicine. Or if you don't want to, your ass is finna go in somewhere, goddammit. You're going to be locked in a concentration camp where all y'all at that don't want to get the treatment for the shit or get locked up or whatever, go take you to the hospital so you can get some medication, because they already know. You don't know that they know. And I'm sure that applies to everything else as well. I saw that today. I accidentally stumbled across it, but I know it was a spirit. And it blew my mind. I said, Nipsey said this to me. And they all got it for every virus. Bacteria, fungus, they have, like, you have to realize some of these viruses are old. They might have been a coal miner's disease or some other disease with some old pigs or birds or bats that might be 200 and 300 years old, that they done kept them and preserved them, and then they open them up and take splices out of it and clone it, or take it out of a person that's been frozen that they found and tested, and then create mutants. Mutants that your regular human body and immune system cannot deal with. I got a video. I don't know what this lady had or where she was. She was in this hospital bed trying to breathe. And she said she was real scared because the doctors didn't know what was wrong with her. She had an upper respiratory infection real bad. And the doctors could not determine what it was, but she was afraid she was going to die because she was breathing so shallow and her lungs was filled up with fluid. And I said, Lord, have mercy, that thing is down here. Like I tried to tell you, that thing is down here. And it's in this water. These waters that come around these areas, because like I told you, of these energy-directed weapons, and they put, the water is alive. The water have different entities in it that carry different diseases and different personalities and energies and entities. You know what I don't understand is when I saw the flood downtown Atlanta and at the AU Center, why was that water? Y'all noticed that shit? The water was nasty looking, like real dirty. It wasn't clean water that you could see through the water. I wonder why that water was so nasty. Like, see, them type of beings like nasty water. They live in nasty water because that's their energy. There's a frequency and a vibration and a chakra connected to every virus, fungi, and bacteria. I know because I talk to them and I see them. I'm a medical intuitive. So I know when somebody's sick, I already know. I know when I'm sick, I know what it is. I know there have been plenty of times I've gone to the doctor in the past and I really got tired because they'll disrespect you and say you're crazy because you don't have a medical degree. I'll go in there and they said, well, what brings you here today? I said, I already know what's wrong with me. I just need you to test me to see if this is what you're seeing. And they look at me and go, oh, really? So you already know? Yeah, I do. I see it. And I tell them exactly. And then they'll test me. And then they'll come back in the room quiet and looking at me. And then I look at them. They kind of look away and look down. And then they read the results and they say, this is what you said. They read, I said, that's what I had told you. And they said, yes, I know that. And they looking at me like, how the fuck does she know that? I know. I said, can I just, have whatever medication you're going to give me and go, pay and go. Because I knew that's what it was. And it's not no serious disease and something I could get rid of and keep it moving. And I've done that to the point it makes me where I don't want to do it because people look at you like something wrong with you. When you go to a doctor, they're supposed to tell you what's wrong. And I tell them, I already know what it is. And I already know where you need to check. Can you please humor me? I know you're the doctor. You know everything. But can you please humor me and check into what I'm saying? And they do. And sometimes they kind of get an attitude like, how would you know that? Who are you to tell me to look? Because y'all don't know everything. And if the doctor don't have a spirit on them, they don't know. They just hidden and missing and guessing and giving you the wrong medicine and doing all the tests and then come up and say, we don't find anything. So I'm seeing them and I'm seeing that how they connected. I can see their network. I can draw their network. I'm going to have to take out the time to start drawing these things so you can see what I see and what my life is like and explain it because I respect viruses. I respect funguses. I respect bacteria because they have a mind of their own, a life of their own, a vibration of their own. Although they say viruses are dead and they only come alive when they get a host to live on, whether it's a human or an animal. These things have a consciousness and they have a brain. Oh, really, Erica Scott? This guy right here, Sergio Brown, has injuries. Well, I know, yeah, them stemming from stem cell, but did you ever see anything did anybody see anything about what he was doing with his life? And did he have businesses? And did he have head trauma? I'm sure all of them do, or close, probably like 80% of them that take the hits like that and have a lot of mental problems. And a lot of them are very abusive towards their wives and beat their wives and are abusive towards other people. So I'll see what comes out because this is, like I said, I don't know this person, never heard of them, but this is a really bad case. And the mother is still in the earth plane. She's confused and she's trying to understand, but she's not confused when it comes to that because she's saying he killed me. Said he just attacked and assaulted her and stabbed her in the back. She feels extremely hurt and extremely betrayed. So I'm wonder was this lady found face down? And when he killed her, did he leave her face down because he might not have wanted to look in her eyes or look at her face once he did what he did? And it's like a higher level of baptism. Even when you're murdering, you are actually taking the soul out of someone, and then you're taking them to the crossroads of the water. Just like they put Whitney in the water, they put Brittany, the actress Brittany, in the water. There are certain entities that like the water, the crossroads of the water, or they might like the crossroads of a car, a crossroads of a four-way. Because when you're dealing with a car and metal, you're dealing with Ogun. When you're dealing with the four-way, you're dealing with one of the main guardians of it, Elegua or Ishu or Anubis. So it depends on the element that you find them in or how they were murdered or where they laid them to determine the energy of the mother, the energy of the killer. And this is watery. So there was a lot of emotion involved here and previous emotion. And you do this in the womb of this woman because I think they said that was her house or she lived in the house. And a woman is very watery. And you would dump her body like trash in the water, you see. You see, a few years ago, I tried to date Sergio's ex-sister-in-law, but it did not work out. But if I find out anything on Facebook, yeah, so you didn't know them well enough to find out what that family dynamic was like, or was there any drama with him, or did he have some marbles missing or some screws loose upstairs? Thank you, Lizette. Yep, Queen Drip King Nip is my cash app. This is there was a lot of emotion and instability and no rationale around the ex NFL player Sergio Brown. And the mother is extremely emotional. I wanted to see her. I wanted to see if at this point was it too early for her to speak, or if she wanted to speak. And I said, "Who killed you?" She said, "My son." But she showed me, she said, "There's a girl and there's a man." So I said, there's a male and a female that is involved in this too, or that know he did it, or that saw him, or that helped him. That's why I'm wondering, who is she talking about? Did I hear her correctly? Was there somebody else outside that saw this, or helped him get away, or gave him a ride, or did he go over their house? I wonder, who is this guy with? Is he with someone, or is he hiding alone? Because for some reason now I'm picking up he's feeling suicidal. That would be a tragedy if he did that. But then again, his life is kind of over anyway. But then again, you never know. They might not give him life. But he's going to have, he's got some splaining to do. And if he did not do this, he knows who did. But why would you run and your mother has been murdered? Why would you run? That your beloved mother, your only mother's gone, physically gone. Why would you do this? Or why would you see someone else did it and you run? You run, you hide. You're not talking to the police. You're not giving them information. You're not telling them the last time you saw. Was she in conflict with anybody? Did she argue with anybody? Did anybody argue with her? Did she have any enemies? Who would want to do this and then go drown? Either she was injured and dying, and you finished it off and you put her out there to drown and suffocate out there, or she was already physically dead out of the body and you dump her back there, which either way is disgusting. You said no, because my friend divorced out of that family a while ago. All I know is that the mother and my friend was good friends. Okay. See, we need to find out the tea behind this. I want to know. And it ties into what I said about water deaths, because those spirits are in the water craving. Their spirits are up on Mars and they're out of space in the water, out of space, and down here in the water craving bodies. They want human bodies. They want human souls. They are soul reaping right now, soul scalping right now, collecting. And remember, we in the Jason period, July, August, September, October, November. We're heading into Halloween. They reaping. But see, what a lot of you all don't understand. I don't look at this as a complete bad thing. But I'm going to make sure the shit ain't happening to me, goddammit, because these groups of spirits that I see and entities, some of them are from outer space and other planets and other dimensions. They come here and they live here under the reptilian agenda that rules the world and rules the government through the humans that they have designated to be up on top of there to help them rule. They have different rules that they live by, and some of them live in the center of the earth and in the moon. So, without also mentioning Jupiter. So, I don't know all the rituals that are going on right now, but they have a feasting and a ritual. Like they go on grocery shopping, collecting, like you'd get one of them said, yeah, like you get a leg of lamb. It's laughing. It doesn't have the emotion about it, because our people are not their people. It's not a human being here. It is different species, and they prey on them. They parasite, like archons. They parasite on human beings. So this is in their nature to do, and the human beings are so asleep down here and into religion, they don't even see it coming. Y'all do not walk barefooted and just outside because you like to feel your feet in the rain, or the feet in your certain water or water parks or national parks or where it has flooded. Keep your ass around her if you have to be around her, if having your earwear shoes. Take those shoes off at your door. Disinfect them, put salt all around the outside of your house and the inside of your house to consecrate your house from negative beings in there. Do your spiritual flow wash, your spiritual baths. If you have to be in an area or walk in an area where there has been flooding, because these spirits are loosening. It's a quick, and they're taking folks fast. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of you. It's fine with me. You know, y'all can laugh and crack jokes about this shit. It's fine with me. But I see it. And I see the entities talking, and they happy right now. And they know you don't know, and you're not looking. So it's going to be more water-related issues. And because certain beings live in it, and they've released the mermaid spirits in it that will go around certain cities and move through the sewers and in your toilet. Don't let folks you don't know come to your house use your toilet right now. Don't go in other people's house you don't know and be using no toilet. Be careful even where you drink water at and where you pick up to sterilize your water, even if it's in a bottle. Be careful, because the water spirits are real lively, and then them animals is upset out there in that ocean because them water beings are walking up out of there. Mermaids that's standing up. Whew. Good and bad ones are coming up out the water. You need to watch it if you live where the ocean is or nearby, and even watch where you getting your seafood from, because you don't know what spirits that's in it and where it come from and who. Popcorn. Hold on, y'all, I gotta go. Popcorn is leaking down here.